Would you like a wireless mouse that's properly spec'd that doesn't cost 2,000 Rand or more? Rather than 3. Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. Shaves his neck in the dark and cuts himself 7 times here with a Rival 3 wireless, which is a really nice budget, middle of the road. It's not actually middle of the road, it's actually quite premium, and with a couple of clever little tricks up their sleeve that they've done intentionally so that you can get a little bit more control on it and without it breaking the bank and without using materials that are going to wear out. So let's start off with that. Rival, the original one, I threw them out the window. I had 2, both of them, the thumb pad area wore off. Because when I grip a product, I grip a product. And then as my thumb was sliding up and down off of the thumb button, it would wear through that rubber and eventually then you have glue under your thumb. But that won't be happening with the Rival 3 wireless. This has been set up in a way that this is a complete hard body plastic, what's this, like a matte finish sort of shell with a really nice scroll and a really nice position DPI button, something that's a little bit raised and out of the way that you're going to struggle to misclick. Very, very important, especially with me. And 2 nicely positioned thumb buttons that all have default assignments. Thank you, SteelSeries. Sensor in here is the TrueMove Air, which is basically a TrueMove Pro in spec. Basically it's 1800 DPI, 400 IPS 40G acceleration. You cannot skip that out. I don't care who you think you are, you're not Rocket Jump Ninja, and even he would not be able to skip that out. 1000 Hertz, 1 millisecond polling rate on the 2.4 gigahertz wireless and 125 on the Bluetooth mode. Yes, it is a dual mode mouse. You can have it with the 2.4 gigahertz channel or in the Bluetooth mode, and the dongle and everything you need is actually safely stored right in the back of the mouse over here. Now, something that's a little bit interesting, a caveat from the norm, is these are not on-run switches. They're another proprietary switch that SteelSeries has made. If it's anything like their TrueMove Pro sensor, it's probably going to have a really good lifetime. Rated lifetime from them is about 60 million clicks, and the bump in feedback is really nice. It can be clicked all the way at the back of the switch, which is always a good thing for those that are in the claw grip, and the audio, pretty good. Sounds pretty good. The bounce back is also very nice. You can spam pretty well. Thumb buttons also nicely done. They've also got like a really, really nice click feel. One of the better click feels I've ever felt actually on a thumb button setup. Nicely done. Middle click's also quite nice. It's not too difficult to use. So in the heat of the moment, I could see you using that pretty readily as well. The DPI button is also extremely satisfying. This is some of the best clicks in general that I've ever felt on a mouse of this price, let me tell you. All 6 of those buttons are fully programmable in the very good SteelSeries software. It is definitely one of their stronger areas in their product delivery at the moment, is that software, which is very, very comprehensive. This has only one lighting area, which is the scroll, which is not something that I would even leave enabled to increase your battery lifetime. Switching that off is probably for the best. It does have an auto off function, so it will switch itself off, which can be a little bit weird because you move the hell out of the thing and nothing happens. You have to click for it to come back on. Now, once you have programmed all of those functions into the mouse, then it does have onboard memory. So if it is in the 2.4 gigahertz channel mode, it will remember everything you've done without having to install the software on another PC, which is pretty nice. Now, this mouse does use AA batteries. It's not running off of a built-in battery, which obviously creates a bit more weight, but then it reduces that cost. This is part of the reason that this mouse can retail for 1,100 Rand. And both of them sit in the back of the mouse, as previously mentioned. But SteelSeries has connected this setup in parallel, which means that having 2 batteries only increases your wattage and amperage overall. Your voltage and your voltage requirements remain the same. So you can run it with just 1 battery. However, I did notice when it did that it did lose some signal, and there was some signal degradation in the mouse. So if you do want to run it with 1, what I would suggest you do is get yourself a cable or any default male to female USB cable extender, and then connect the dongle up right in front of the mouse and then you won't have that issue. And by dropping one battery, you drop 11 grams of weight. So it goes from like 106, or is it 12 grams? It goes from 106 to 95. Okay, yeah, so it was 11. I did it correctly. My math was correct the first time. Without batteries, it's 84 grams, which is pretty damn light. And honestly, at 95, it was really good. As soon as you got under 100, it's weirdly noticeable that the mouse is not, well, heavy enough that it's got its own gravitational pull, and smaller objects on your desk rotate towards it, or gravitate towards it at least. Off of these two included batteries, you can expect 400 hours worth of battery life. So for the cost of two AA batteries, you literally get an entire year. And now if you were to, for instance, use rechargeable batteries, make sure they're 1.5 volt though, or you're going to have a problem. Sometimes they are a little bit lower than that. But if you use rechargeable batteries, then you don't have to replace them ever again. Well, I would say your battery lifetime is going to be about 3 to 4 years, especially if you get a nice fancy lithium one with a charging pack, which are about 200, 250 Rand on top of the price of the mouse. But you don't have to commit to that off the bat, because you do get 2 Duracell OEMs in the box. So coming full loop back to the sensor, it is really good. The TrueMove sensors are really, really good. I've suggested this to a couple of mates, and every single person that's bought a SteelSeries product with a TrueMove sensor has come back and said, it's real, it's really good. It's not like, I can't tell you how accurate it is and how good the lift-off distance modification and management is. On this, I didn't feel any need to change any of that. I literally didn't have to change a single thing on this mouse. It came out of the box absolutely perfect. 400 DPI increments out of the box, which is what everybody's pretty much comfortable with. And the lift-off distance was absolutely perfect. Sweeping and lifting was no problem. I never got bumped, not even once. And in having that, that means you're going to be just that much more accurate. Overall, I have to say I really, really like it. I think the value proposition is extremely good. I have, however, seen this kind of setup somewhere before. I'm having some weird deja vu that I've reviewed something just like this from another very prevalent brand. This one just comes with more of an ergo shape, to be honest. It is a right-hand setup with the buttons, but if you're a lefty, you can use it there. And I don't know if you've got like some Super Saiyan pinky power, but then you could use the outside buttons. It would be cool to see this in both a left and a right-hand variant, considering it is ambidextrous. In shape at least, I don't know how hard it would be for SteelSeries to put the buttons on the side, but maybe it's a consideration, SteelSeries, because I know some lefties would be very happy to have this in the right profile. The grip, everything like feels really good in my hand. It's not too small. The size is pretty comfortable. Don't forget, I do have quite a longer hand, as you can see, even with it in full palm. Yeah, 20 centimeter hands is real. My palm is like oversized for whatever reason, I don't know. Apparently it was for clapping and applauding people. Extra clap. I got extra clap power. But the mouse also has extra value power, because that sensor that you're getting is world class. The buttons feel absolutely fantastic. This is an esports ready product, and it's wireless, and it costs half of any of its other competitors, albeit with like a 20 to 30 gram increase in weight. If you don't mind something that's a little bit heavier than normal, and maybe a little bit harder to set up for, to get to the right weight point. Yes, it's definitely got some drawbacks to it, but I think at the price point, this is super sick, as I assumed it would be, because that's why I chose to review. Quick little self-plug. Anywho, that is all I have for you on the SteelSeries Rival 3 Wireless. Really cool product. If you guys know of any really cool peripherals, wireless mouse, or anything like it that you would want me to review that's in the same vein as this, just hit me up in the comments down below. Pop us a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.
Your loneliness will never be lost on me.